Welcome to Grand Sumo Breakdown, the official sumo podcast for the unofficial sumo podcast for official sumo fans. I'm Fleric.
I'm Ryan,
And I'm Mac.
and this is the Nagoya 2025 Midway podcast. We have spoilers through day 8. So, as always, if you're not caught up through day 8, pause now and welcome back. Who expected that leaderboard, right? So, before
Kinda, yeah.
Wait a minute.
before we dive too deep into what's happened through the first week of this basho, I would like to sincerely apologize for some comments that I made on the preview episode. I kind of put it out into the air. It's like, hey, we got 2 Yokozuna. We're gonna have a day 15 match unless something stupid happens, like a Yokozuna hurts their big toe in training, gives up 3 straight Kimboshi on days 2 through 4, and then pulls out on day 5, costing us our first Yokozuna versus Yokozuna matchup. I feel like I am directly responsible for kind of playing around with fate on the preview, and fate came back and slapped me right in the face. So I do sincerely apologize to all sumo fans who are looking forward to another Hoshoryu versus Onosato matchup. Not meant to be this time. I have learned my lesson, and I will speak no more of injuries to Yokozuna in the future, so that hopefully in September we may have our glorious first Yokozuna versus Yokozuna matchup since March of 2020.
Yeah. All I have to say is, what the hell, Ryan? Why?
You put it out there.
I
Why?
did. It's all my fault. Send all your hate mail to me. I can handle it. I understand it. I'm sorry. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. Mac, why don't you give a quick shout out to a podcast that you and Jake recently joined?
Indeed, I will. Big thank you to Sanyaku Brothers for having us on their second ever episode. It was great to sit down and talk not only just sumo, but just a whole bunch of other random things. They're a great group to sit down and chat with, just starting off. If you want more sumo content, if you ever get tired of us, I mean, and why would you? Why would you get tired of us? Check them out. They're great.
All right. This is typically where Jake would go through his Amazumo update. Also, yeah, Jake's not here.
Oh, really?
He's traveling in the African Sahara or something like that. I don't pay attention to his travel plans.
Yeah.
So this is typical
That or
Amazumo.
some other state nearby or something.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't know.
I don't know geography. Africa's close, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on in US Sumo. So if you want to find out, go to ussumo.org. That will keep you up to date on all of the Amazumo action. And real quick, one last thing, as we are continuing our journey in earning all of amateur sumo's belts, we're continuing through earning our orange belt through this basho. So we're going to have another set of 5 words that we will go over before our break in this episode. Those 5 words for you, Fleric and Mac, that we will be going over are Oshidashi, Oshitaoshi, Yorikiri, Yoritaoshi, and Hataki Komi. I think we can probably knock those out in fairly quick order.
I feel
would
better
hope.
with this set of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's get down to the Yusho race, where we don't have anybody undefeated at this point. I think our last unbeaten was that Mitake Yumi on day 6. I think Mitake Yumi and Ichi Yamamoto. No, Ichi Yamamoto was our last no, Mitake Yumi, sorry.
No, Mitake Yumi was like,
yeah,
wait,
he just
no,
lost 2 in a row, so he dropped out of the 7 win. But yeah, Mitake Yumi was our last undefeated at 6-0. He's dropped 2 in a row now. So we're left with 4 Rikshi at 7-1. We're kind of back in the old times. There's no Yokozuna on the
Yeah.
leaderboard. There's no Ozeki leading the race through week 1. Our top leader at 7-1 is Sekiwake Kirishima, who looks like he might be finally kind of putting things together. Consecutive basho in a row, 11-4 last time, starting 7-1 this time, off to a very strong start for Kirishima. Joining him at 7-1, we have Tamawashi.
Hey.
Like I said on the preview, he won a Yusho at 38. What's so different about 40? It's only 2 years. Why not? Tamawashi, third Yusho. Let's make it happen. We also got Ichi Yamamoto. What's going on with Ichi Yamamoto? Maegashira 8. He's learned how to fight with the belt. He's been going to the belt so much more this Basho than we've ever seen.
How dare he? He's hoarding victories like he hoards that Wakataka Kage merch. And now he's branching off into other techniques? No, he was Abi Light. We branded him Abi Light, and now he dares to go after the Mawashi? No, this is a travesty. This is wrong. Curse you and your victories, Ichi Yamamoto.
He had to distance himself from Abi. Abi pulling 3 henkas in the first 6 days of the Basho. Ichi Yamamoto's like, all right.
Okay.
It was fun for a while.
No,
I've got to
stay off
brand
Abi.
This brand. And then also at 7-1, kind of a trend recently. The hot shot guy coming up from Juryo, Kusuno, 7-1. He seems to be kind of on that Aonishiki, Onosato, Hakuoho path. Like, it seems like he's destined for an 11-4 record this Basho for Kusuno. So what are your guys' thoughts on our top 4 leaders? Like, who's really sticking out to you as somebody that this is somebody I actually believe is going to win this Yusho? I don't think we're there with Ichi Yamamoto. I don't think we're there with Kusuno.
No.
But maybe you guys disagree.
No, I don't.
No, I'm with you on that. Those two. We know how hard the Mawashi game is, especially if you have like an Abi matchup in there. You're gonna get wrecked. If you try to imitate the Abi, you're just gonna fall in comparison. Fall in a head-to-head competition. But no, I'm definitely looking at Kirishima and a little bit of Tamawashi. You just never know. He's looking pretty good.
At this point, Tamawashi, so he's 7-1. He's going into the second week. This is exactly where you want to be, given his current rank, given everything that's going on. 7-1 going in is fantastic. Now, tomorrow's going to be a big challenge. So
Tamawashi has 2-6 Onokatsu tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misread that as the Yokozuna.
Onosato?
So, excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, Tamawashi looks like he might have a pretty easy Kachikoshi tomorrow.
All right, never mind. It's got it. All right, eat Tamawashi Yusho. Let's do it.
Yeah, to Mac's point, Tamawashi is Maegashira 4. He's kind of like right on the edge of the joy where he's probably not going to fight everybody in the Sanyaku ranks, but as we start getting later into week 2, he's probably going to start going up there a little bit. He's fought Wakataka Kage, but you have to imagine with him leading the pack, he's going to get pulled up to face Onosato. Who's Onosato? Onosato's got Takayasu tomorrow. But yeah, Onosato's got to dip back down into the Maegashira ranks here soon. So he's going to fight Onosato. You got to imagine he's going to be facing Kirishima. Aonishiki coming in. We'll talk about Aonishiki in a minute. But yeah, I feel like Tamawashi's tough schedule is in front of him. Everybody's tough schedule. We don't have anybody in the 7-1 group who has all of their hard matches behind them. We'll get to Aonishiki, who is in that group, 1 win behind. But yeah, Kirishima, he's only fought the 2 Komusubi, so he still has Wakataka Kage, Kotozakura, and Onosato. But even Kirishima only has 3 more Sanyaku matchups left because of the absence of Hoshoryu, because of the absence of Daieisho. So it's looking like these 2 guys do have a decent road to the Yusho, but there is one major roadblock in Onosato, who is sitting 1 win behind at 6-2, our new Yokozuna. For the most part, bulldozing through people. Like, if he gets his initial push and somebody's going backwards, there's nothing that can stop Onosato. But we saw today a bit of a shocker. Haku Oho picking up his first career Kinboshi against Onosato. He absolutely walled the Yokozuna at the Tachi-ai. I think he knew what Onosato was going to do. He braced himself for the impact, and then Onosato's bad tendencies to like, oh no, I'm not moving forward, I have to start pulling, came in. He tried to pull, and Haku Oho just ran him straight out of the dohyo. Pretty similar thing that happened against Oho when Onosato
Oh, yeah.
lost his other matchup. He gets walled early in the match. He's like, oh no, I got to pull. And then just ends up going out of the ring. So if his first move works, Yokozuna. If his first move doesn't work, it's a bit more up in the air.
Yeah.
What are you guys' thoughts overall on Onosato this basho?
Looking very dominant. But yeah, go ahead, Mac.
Oh no, I was about to say, like, I've appreciated his level of sumo, but you can tell he's still green. He's still young and he's still developing a lot of that ring sense. I mean, yes, when he gets his initial hit, when he gets that initial charge, he completely blasts people away. But we see the panic when it doesn't work. And then it's, what do I do? What do I do? Pulling is not always an option. Move laterally, move to the side, grab the belt, do something else. Don't immediately switch over to pull. But I think that's just we're seeing how green he still is and still how much more he can continue to develop. That's my take anyway.
Yeah, I saw some articles today where Onosato was just like, yeah, I've got a bad tendency to just like try to pull if like that initial push isn't going forward. And I think that can be some of that greenness that you're talking about, Mac. He hasn't gotten quite enough reps to plan A doesn't work. All right, plan B doesn't necessarily have to immediately be move backwards and try to pull my opponent down. Because I really don't think he has the greatest track record with that move. I think more often than not, it ends up with him going out. It works sometimes, but not every single time.
I wonder if it's one of those things where, like, in college, it worked all the time. Like, if plan A doesn't work, I would just pull him down. Yeah. And that's why he has like, so much like instincts to do that. But now that he's like in the pros with the upper Sanyaku, he's the big Yokozuna. It's definitely not working for him. It's like, yeah, it's pretty much like he always is losing that situation.
Yeah. And not gonna lie, I wasn't disappointed to see it. Coming with Haku Oho, loved seeing Haku Oho get his first Kimboshi, get a big win over the Yokozuna. Hopefully, Haku Oho sitting at 4-4 right now. Hopefully, he can get a few more wins under his belt and stay in the joy and kind of continue to rise up the ranks there. But speaking of rising up the ranks, let's talk about Awanishiki.
Holy crap.
Continues to not be bothered by anybody in the sumo world. He's going to do the same thing every match. He's going to go in lower than most Rikishi, excluding like Ura.
Well, no, you can't go lower than Ura.
He's going to be looking straight to the ground, and he's going to be kind of slapping your arms away, keeping his belt far away from you, slapping your arms away until he can find a belt grip on you. And then once he gets that belt grip on you, he's either going to drive you straight out or you're going to lock him up. And then he's just going to pull himself out from underneath of you and pick up an Uchimuso win, which he's pulled off twice this basho. One against Ozeki Kotozakura, and then he's got the only defeat of Kirishima so far this basho. Awanishiki sitting at Maegashira 1 in his third career basho, coming in without the huge amount of amateur success that Onosato did. This is a guy that started at the bottom. He is 6-2 in his first basho in the Joy, his third basho in the top division overall, and he has already cleared the Sanyaku ranks. He picked up a Kinboshi over Hoshoryu. He beat Kotozakura, Wakataka Kage, Kirishima. Oshoma doesn't really count as a Sanyaku Rikishi in my mind. But this is a guy
legit.
All of his theoretically toughest matches are behind him. Like, he doesn't have to worry about Ono. In Onosato's defense, he did absolutely destroy Awanishiki, made him look like a child in that match. But that's what Onosato does. Yeah. And Awanishiki's other loss to Takayasu, he was a fingernail away from getting his third Uchimuso victory against Takayasu. He pulled the rug out from Takayasu. Takayasu's hand was just that close from touching the surface of the dohyo. So we could be talking about, we're that close to talking about a 7-1 Awanishiki who doesn't have any Sanyaku matchups left in front of him. He would just have to fight the other leaders like Ichi Yamamoto. We worried about that. Kusano. Are we all too worried about Kusano? No. Tamawashi, yes. I'm legit worried about Tamawashi. I love where Awanishiki's at, and his trajectory just continues to point straight up. I'm
Yeah.
floored by how well he is doing in his first basho in the Joy facing this competition.
And I think he still has that relative newness as well, not in the sense where he doesn't have the experience, but the upper ranks are still trying to figure him out. How can we best beat this guy? And they just haven't been able to put their finger on him. You can see them try, but they just can't put a finger on how to beat this guy yet. And maybe they will, but for right now,
He has insanely good balance. Is the
Yes.
I think of the whole Shuri match of where like he just got like in close with on the belt grip, like you said, and he's just gonna like, keep with them. And Horseshoe was trying to do like his fast spin thing that he normally does, and he just like spins around, and eventually the other guy gets like tripped over and falls. But he kept with them like the entire time. He was like keep on stepping into like Horseshoe, like making sure he had good footwork. And it was just like, wow, I'm not used to someone doing stuff like this. And you said with like the touchdown, like where he would just slap someone's leg, so they're just kind of like fall and hit the ground. He has a slightly different style too, which is kind of interesting to see. I'll be curious if they get like used to some of it, like get them figured out. Just kind of like Onosato, they're starting to kind of find some things that kind of work against them. Like I guess just like hit harder than him at the Tachiai.
Yeah, don't try to charge forward at the Tachiai. Just brace yourself for the hit, and then he's going to try to pull you down and just walk forward, and you'll win. Apparently,
apparently,
I think we figured Onosato out. He's going to lose the rest of his matches.
Exactly.
Surely.
Just get hit by the Yokozuna.
just take the hit.
Yeah. Ow. It's easy.
But no, it's really cool to see. Like you said, it's impressive that he's like this was kind of the true limit test to see how he did, and he's just so good so far. Yeah. I still think he's a little bit green. Like,
oh yeah,
other people where it's like, oh, he got all of his toughest matches done behind him. Oh, he's gonna be a lock for like doing really well.
I don't think he's a lock for like 13-2 at this point by any.
Exactly.
No.
I can still see him kind of dropping some weird ones like here and there to other people. But it's just a joy to watch, and it's been really fun.
I will say, to the point of people adapting against Awanishiki, you did see in that matchup against Takayasu, he saw Kotozakura like kind of get in a good position against Awanishiki. Like Awanishiki had the belt, but Kotozakura's basically like laying on top of his back. And Awanishiki pulled the rug out. Same exact thing happened to Kirishima. When Takayasu got in that very similar position, he put the clamps down so much harder on Awanishiki. Like I feel like he was like, you are not doing this to me. And Awanishiki almost did it to him.
He almost did it.
Takayasu got the clamps down quite a bit harder and was able to take Awanishiki out. But also, Awanishiki, I feel like adapting to some of his competition. What's the one thing we know about Oshoma? It's that his entire offense is trying to catch you off balance and slap you down. And that's like the one time where I saw Awanishiki fight a match standing up to avoid the slap down from Oshoma. And then he was able to get inside of Oshoma eventually after a bit of a pushing and parrying and all that stuff and push Oshoma out. So I think Awanishiki recognizes at least in the case of Oshoma, what his opponent is going to be trying to do and adapt to that.
That's impressive because I feel like he is usually he's up there with Ura of like being there low and not being slapped down when they try to get him. But even he was like, oh no, Oshoma scares me.
No.
Or you just did something different.
Our other Rikshi, because we've got 4 other Rikshi that are sitting 1 win behind the leaders at this point at 6-2. We do have Komusubi, Takayasu, Maegashira 9, Ura looking good down there at Maegashira 9. Get him away from the Sanyaku, and he can rack up some wins. Maegashira 15, Koto Shoho, and Maegashira 16, kind of a resurrection of Mitake Yumi to start this basho. Although I'm a little concerned after the day 8 match for Mitake Yumi. He had been so dominant in his first 6 matches, just moving forward and his opponents not being able to stop him. This match against Takanosho today, he got 0 offense in and just moved backwards. So I'm wondering if maybe his first loss against Fujinokawa on day 7, maybe a little minor injury started to bug him. And so he didn't have as much offense, or maybe Takanosho just got the better position, got to Mitake Yumi. We still need a couple more days to see if Mitake Yumi's performance is going to keep going down. But I am concerned after day 8, but I can't say like, oh, he's done for the basho or anything like that, obviously.
Yeah, I think that was a lot just Takanosho just being really good at pushing. Like It's so I think he's probably just that's Mitakeumi just couldn't do what he wanted to do because of what Takanoshi's is so good at, which is just pushing forward and such.
Yeah.
So I think that might be more of just getting a match that's higher in the banzuke rather than him having a change in form.
Mhm. Takayasu bouncing back in a big way after his disappointing basho back in May. He's already matched the number of wins that he had in May with 6, and huge matchup. Probably not quite a U show eliminator. This feels like a 12-3 U show to me. So one of them could lose this match and then still go on a run and win the U show. But a big match between Onosato and Takayasu on day 9. There's a little interesting caveat to this one because Takayasu has been the sword bearer for Onosato during his doyo iris every day. And so on day 9, Ichi Yamamoto is going to replace Takayasu as the sword bearer as they will be facing off that day. So Ichi Yamamoto, I saw he said like I'm nervous. I don't know if my arm's gonna be
Good.
able
Be nervous. Be nervous.
gonna be able to hold it. I've never done this before.
Mhm.
So I do think that is cool that since those two are fighting that day, that Takayasu will not be participating in the dohyo iri.
Yeah, we're not friends today. We're just we're enemies. I'm
We
gonna
are
make someone
enemies
else
today.
hold your sword. Yeah.
I want to see what their head-to-head matchup is because I know that Takayasu has at least one over Onosato,
Yeah.
but I want to see if it's a close head-to-head matchup or if it's mostly Onosato. It's 2-2
Ooh,
between
Damn.
even.
All right, that's hype.
Takayasu won the first 2 matches between them, and then Onosato has won the next 2 matches. So this is going to be a very tough matchup for both Rikshi on day 9. I don't think it, like I said, don't think it's quite a Yusho eliminator, but I do think it's going to put the other one on the ropes in a big way with 3 losses through 9 days. Who do you guys think is going to win on day 9? Flaric, we'll start with you. Takayasu or Onosato?
Oh, it's so hard to say, but I gotta give it to the Yokozuna still. It a part of that is just because Takayasu, I don't yet believe him still being in form, even though he's had a really good basho so far. But he is definitely a tough matchup because talking about people who can withstand like the Itachi from a big guy, Takayasu can definitely do that. So he's it's definitely gonna get past Itachi in my opinion. And then what goes from there, it's gonna depend a lot about if Onosato, like you said, doesn't pull like he said he was going to, and whether or not he has something else in his bag of tricks, and whether or not Takayasu's back and knee will actually make it through the match. So we'll see.
What about you, Mac? Who you got tomorrow?
I'm actually going to give the edge to Papayasu. And only because I think seeing the last 2 matches that Onosato dropped and just how to take that on. And we said it earlier. Now we know exactly what he's going to do, how he panics. Like, all right, now he's going to lose the rest. Do I think that's going to happen? No. But do I think Takayasu will pull a little bit more out of his bag of tricks to fight him? Yes, I do think so. Now, I don't think Takayasu is a shoo-in for the U show, but I definitely think he can play spoiler at this point. And that's why I think Takayasu just edges out Onosato, but I think Onosato will still have the better record by the end of it.
I love what you noticed, Ryan, about the how he had like a strategy against Aonishiki of where he says, "Oh wait, I saw this other person lose in the situation. I'm gonna make sure that does not happen in my match against them." So he is definitely a smart wrestler, and I think that's gonna be kind of a very big asset for him. Like he definitely has some experience when he gets in some certain situations. Like he can definitely he's a little wily at this point in his old age.
And
So
that's why I got to give him the edge, man. Just a little bit.
but also, this is kind of like to keep him in the Yusha race, and this is Takayasu. So
I know. That's why I'm like, no.
let's not forget.
Well, I am also kind of feeling Takayasu in this match.
Really?
I am. Yeah, I feel like Takayasu's looking good. He lost to Hoshoryu on day 1, and I mean that was a good match from Hoshoryu. You got
was good.
the lake trip there. That was fun. And then he also lost to Kirishima. So he's lost to like the higher rankers that he's fought, but I don't know. I feel like Takayasu's been looking pretty solid this basho. I think he's obviously very wily veteran. I don't know. I'm just not feeling Ono Sato Yusho this basho. I don't think.
Oh.
Um,
Fascinating.
right now my gut's pulling me towards Takayasu, but my gut sucks at sumo. So
Okay. Yeah, it's really good at digesting food, less so about predicting who's going to do well.
yeah, yeah, I really should leave that to my brain more, but I just don't.
Go with your gut. No.
Yeah. So
That's interesting. I just don't know. Are you thinking Takayasu has the Yusho then? Or are you just in this matchup? Okay.
just
All
this
right.
matchup.
Okay.
I think
I
it's
feel
a
better
tough
about
match.
this.
I think it's a tough match for Onosato. Takayasu's a big, strong guy. So
Mm-hmm.
Onosato's, like we said, Onosato's probably not going to be able to just move him back immediately. And then I kind of trust Takayasu if they kind of get locked in the center of the dohyo in the match to be able to make the moves needed to get the win, to get better position than I do Onosato right now.
No, agreed.
That's interesting. We'll see how it plays out.
Oh
but
yeah,
at
no.
least
Watch
I-
tomorrow. Onosato just completely bowls him out of the ring.
Yeah.
you never know. But at least you don't think Takayasu's going to win the Yusho. So for that, we agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just sorry to all the Takayasu fans out there. It's just we want it to happen, but we just know it's just not gonna happen.
No, we don't. We don't want it to happen.
Okay, I want it to happen just because.
I want to circle back to one more guy. I don't think we talked too much about Kirishima. We kind of mentioned him before diving into Tamawashi, but Kirishima sitting at 7-1 as a Seki Wake. He's a former Ozeki, and do we think he strings enough wins together to make the Shimpan department very strongly consider re-promotion to Ozeki after this basho? He had 8 two basho go, then 11, so he's sitting at 19. So by the math, he would need 14 wins, which means he need to win out. But we have seen an 8, 11, 13 result in a promotion to Ozeki. Do we think that Kirishima will keep this up enough to make it an interesting conversation by the end of this basho for whether he should be promoted to Ozeki now or not?
He's got to win the Yusho. It's the step one, and he's got to look good doing it.
Step 2, look good. Don't just win. Look good winning.
It would be interesting because we are at a state where we have 2 Yokozuna and Ozeki. So it's kind of not like we do have what unbalanced banzuke, don't we? Unfortunately.
Yeah, we do
Yes.
only have one Ozeki, so I do wonder if they're kind of itching to fill that a little bit more than maybe because I wonder how much that plays into it. It's like, do they want to pull somebody up who might not necessarily have all the wins they want them to, or are they comfortable since we have 2 Yokozuna? Like, even if Kotozaka were to drop, technically we'd still have 2 Ozeki on the banzuke, so they're not panicking about it. So I don't know what their panic state is about the banzuke right now.
But symmetry is nice, though. I mean, it is beautiful.
Yeah. But all that aside, it's I don't know. It's hard to say whether or not like the fact that he was a not Yokozuna, but Ozeki before, whether or not they want to see more from him again, or if they're going to be a little bit more lenient with that. But my gut does tell me like 13-2. They will have to have a meeting, obviously, at 32. And if I think he's pretty dominant with who he wins against, I think I kind of feel like they would do it. It's just, this is definitely my gut talking right here, but I would definitely consider, like, he was back before that injury, and like he's been pulling out some great technical wins. I feel like it's just very methodical sumo, which is really good to see. So I would promote him in instant, I guess I would say.
Do we think he can hit 13 wins?
Who's he got?
That's what I'm looking at his schedule now.
He was the
Wakataka
yak.
Kage, Onosato, Kotozakura are his last 3 Sanyaku matchups.
I feel good against Kotozakura. Wakataka Kage's
Interesting.
kind of a maybe. No, I would okay. No, I'd give him the edge on that. The problem is Wakataka Kage is so wily. That's the issue. I'm like,
Oh my
dang,
God,
that guy
today's
can
match
move.
against
Yeah.
King Bozan.
Yeah.
Like easy match of the Basho so
Mhm.
far. Between those two. What a great Uchari from Wakataka Kage.
Oh, that one. I
He's
was so
only
worried.
4-4 this Basho, but God
It
damn it,
looks
that was awesome.
fantastic.
There have been like I think a couple Ucharis this
It's been some Uchari attempts. I think
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
only Uchari that we've hit. I will
Okay.
take a quick look into that though.
Okay, it might be some of those Ura kind of at the side of the Tawara stuff
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking of.
Oh no, that was another fantastic match.
Yeah. I do feel like Wakataka Kage is kind of mental booming a little bit. So I think it kind of depends on who shows up for that match. I think, but it definitely, I think Kirishima is definitely he can win these matches.
Oh yeah.
I think, and honestly, I think that's gonna be the limit test of whether he should be Ozeki. If he can beat these competition and look good while doing it. I'm not convinced he's there yet, but if he does it, I'm gonna be all for it, baby. I'm gonna pull all my blackmail I have for YDC West to get the official nomination going.
Oh my
Make
God.
this happen.
All right,
Manifest it.
I'm looking at Uchari. This is the first Uchari this Basho. This is the first Uchari in almost 2 years.
Oh
The
wow.
last one, Tsudu
Wow.
Gisho pulled one off in the top division.
Okay.
The last time was Tsudu Gisho pulled one off against Nishikigi back in November of 2023 when Kirishima won his second Yusho going 13-2 there, where Kirishima may very likely do that again. And then you had a Keen Bozan also did one in that same Basho. And then prior to that, Wakamoto Haru had the 5 previous Ucharis in the top division.
Wow.
I forgot he used to be an absolute Uchari machine. And then I wonder if he got tired of
Yeah.
hurting himself that much.
That's what I'm betting.
Because he hasn't done one in over 2 years now.
I won't lie. When I was watching Wakataka Kage do that, and I was just watching his knees, like, don't twist the knee, don't twist the knee.
Mhm.
So I just wonder if it's something kind of like that, where it's really cool to do, but like maybe not the best on the body. Who knows?
Oh, I also want to look up. Okay. Nope. That's not what I want. I want top division. No, that is top. Okay. The other one that's something we haven't seen too often recently that I noted, Fuji no Kawa against Midori Fuji got the Tsuridashi.
Yes,
Victory.
I had a note
Where-
about that.
Yeah.
Lift them up, pick them, and take them out. Wanted to see how often that's been occurring. That's been happening more often than the Uchari. You get, it looks like 3 to 4 of those per year.
Okay.
But I was just, I didn't know how common it was. I was like, has this really happened that much since Tochinoshin? But yeah, it's happened.
Did you say
Like I
top
said,
division
3 to 4
only?
times. Yeah, this is top division only.
Okay. Yeah, it's Fuji. No, I'm sure we're talking about him later, but he's
Oh
just
yeah.
such a. I'm so confused by him, but he's just like so pretty metal at the
We're-
same time. So,
We're past talking about the Yusho race. Just grab bag, whoever you want to talk about.
Okay, Fujinokawa. Holy crap.
I love him.
yeah.
I've
he's-
seen 1 week of this guy. I absolutely love him.
I want more. I want more.
Yeah, like that one match where he just got absolutely just like cut open, like he just won, and then he was just absolutely bloody across his
Yeah,
face.
his eye.
Was that? I think that was day 4 against Koto Shoho.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
I think
they
that
had a
sounds right.
great match. That
And then they
ended
made
up
him do
in
it
a
again. It was Tori
Mono
Naoshi.
E. Yeah,
that was
they
like
had-
the most textbook Toru no Oshi ever. They
Yeah.
both like stepped out exactly the same time. It was
It
like
was
synchronized.
yeah. But yeah, I've been super happy watching Fuji no Kawa. He's just got a fun, exciting, aggressive style. He's a little bit smaller, but he doesn't fight
Yeah.
like a small guy. If he fights like somebody that he like, kind of like Hira de Umi. Like they're on the more smaller side than like ideal for sumo. Like they're not small by any means, but you know what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
fight like they're a lot bigger, and like Hiradu Umi, especially last year, was having a lot more success with that, where he made it up into the Sanyaku ranks. Hasn't been going as well for him
Hmm.
this year, but Fuji no Kawa seeing a lot of the same stuff from him, and I've just been absolutely loving this first week from him. Absolutely
Yeah.
devastated that he lost to Kaio today. Like, what the hell? How are you gonna give up your
Oh,
Kaio's first win? He started 0-7. Come on, Fuji.
yeah. He is 20 years old,
Yeah.
which is the thing I will give him. And like you say, he's small. I think he's still putting on weight slowly but
Mm.
surely.
Yeah, he said he
So
wants
I
to
think,
add at least 10 kilos.
yeah. So I think it's gonna be one of those things where he's just gonna get better and better as he just kind of gets his body to where he wants it. Yeah, it's just very exciting, and it feels we haven't had a Fuji at the beginning of a name. I think like ever.
No,
So
I've only
like,
seen it at the end.
so as far as like unique Shikona go, like he is kind of winning in that department too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, big fan. Very very sad for my boy Kaio. He still makes me laugh all the time. I love him so much.
Hey, he
Enjoy
got
him
a
while you
win.
can.
He did. Oh my God, he did. I love it. I hope he. I know he's gonna leave the. He's gonna leave Makuuchi after this basho, but I might poke down the Jurio just to watch more matches of this guy.
At least he made it up this high just for a little bit.
Yeah. I've actually been impressed with all three of the newcomers. I know Koto Eho is only sitting at 3-5, but I have liked what I've seen from him. I like his style. I feel like he hasn't been just like a complete and utter pushover.
Yeah, it
Um,
has. I feel like has Koto Eiho. Is it Koto Eiho? There's like
Koto
an I in
Eho.
there. Eiho.
Yeah, just
Okay.
Eho.
Okay. Sure. I felt like there was another Koto Eiho, but
There was a
whatever.
Koto Echo.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's why we need more Fujis. Less Kotos. Okay, so yeah, he does a Koto Baru beginnings match where he like leans back and goes like, or is that just kind of a stretch?
I haven't noticed that too much.
I'm gonna have to
I
pay
know
attention now.
he's got the Shiko stomps that we were
Yep.
promised. The beautiful Shiko stomps, those always get
Oh, yeah.
highlighted,
Mhm.
and they are quite the sight to behold. He does make those look very good.
Yeah.
But I haven't noticed like the Koto Shogiku kind of stretch thing from him at all. But if he is doing it, it would make a little bit of sense. Koto Shogiku was in the Sado Gatake Beya. Koto
Mhm.
Shogiku, I don't remember his elder stock, but he recently opened up his own Heya, so I don't know if that would be reserved for like his first big recruit that makes it up to the top division, or if anybody will ever do it. But
Yeah. I'll have to look more into if there's some kind of difference between how they do it, but he definitely does kind of like a lean back stretch, which is I think pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. And if
Bring it
he's
back. I
not,
miss it.
yeah, and he's not doing it when he becomes Ozeki, so I think he might just keep doing it forever, which I'm super happy about.
yeah.
Bring it back.
Let's talk about our Ozeki a little bit. Speaking of Ozeki from the Sado Gatake Beya,
Uh-oh.
Koto Zakura. I feel like he's looking better than he has the rest of this year, but not enough better to be like super afraid of him as a Yusho threat.
Agreed. I'm still worried. Like, what happened? What's going on? Are you still fighting injuries? Is it mental? Come
I
on.
don't think it's mental.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost to Awanishiki on day one, that Uchimuso. That was before people knew to look out for that.
Yeah.
I know Awanishiki's pulled out the Uchimuso in the top division before, but that was like double digit Maegashira ranks. Who cares? That doesn't matter. And he lost to Takayasu. I mean, that's never really a bad loss. And then, I mean, his 5 wins are all Yorikiri. So, like, he's getting good position. He's getting what he wants, and he's pushing him out of the ring. So I feel like when he's winning, he's looking good. But then to lose to Oshoma today in a belt battle.
In a belt battle.
I know
Oh.
Oshoma had the better belt position, but you still just hate to see it, especially when
Yeah.
Oshoma's your chump and you were counting on the Ozeki to beat him.
Mhm.
Although I can't complain too much about Oshoma being my chump. The dude's 2-6. He's doing exactly what
I was about to
thought
say
he would.
he's fine.
Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, that was exactly it. I think he just got Kota Zakura let up a bad grip belt position, and it was just GG.
Bad
after
position.
that, unfortunately.
But yeah,
You can't do it.
I
Can't do
do
that.
feel good. I think Koto Sakura can get to 10 wins this basho. I think we're looking at like 9 or 10 for him, which is an improvement over the 8 and 7. So hopefully we're on the slow road back to Yusho contention for Koto Sakura. I definitely am not worried about him dropping from Ozeki.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I couldn't even finish that sentence because I guess it's not fully true. I was gonna say
Yeah,
I'm not
well.
worried about him dropping from Ozeki anytime soon, but I am a little worried about him dropping from Ozeki sometime soon. I mean, just like with Kirishima, like he was looking so good, and then just all of a sudden, so we know something's up with Koto Sakura. So it would just take like one match to really kind of knock something loose or aggravate whatever's going on, and then we're done with Koto Sakura Ozeki.
Yeah.
Sad day.
He seems to be stabilizing though, which is good. That's what you kind of want to see.
Yeah.
But like you said, we're not kind of seeing the high highs like we did like just a year ago, unfortunately.
Let's talk about some injuries. Pre-Basho, after we did our recording, we learned that Daisho was pulling out of the Basho, and this would be
So sad.
considered this breaks his Iron Man streak. He had
no.
also never missed a match in his career. It was 1,062 matches. He did miss a couple for COVID, but similar to
that doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly. Similar to Tamawashi, they did not count that against him in his active streak. So Daisho had never missed a match in his career prior to this basho, and so he had a calf strain. I don't know if it was a torn calf or some other injury to the calf, but he had a calf injury forcing him to miss the entirety of this basho. So Daisho probably in like the best stretch of his career at Sekiwake, getting double-digit wins consistently up there. Kind of in the push for Ozeki, just terrible timing for Daisho with that calf strain. 31 years old. He's going to be dropping down to who effing knows with this Banzuke committee. I'm just going to say somewhere between Maegashira 8 and Juryo. Who knows? Juryo's a joke.
Sekiwake
only
down to
a
Juryo.
Wow.
Only a little bit because of this Banzuke committee. I'm not going to rule it out.
Yeah, calf strain's rough. But you gotta take those seriously, because who was like the guy in the NBA Finals who ruptured his Achilles because he played? Yeah, because he played on like a calf strain. Like you gotta watch out for that. You don't want that to happen.
Yep.
So
also in the Oitekaze Bea alongside Daisho, Endo missing the entirety of the basho as he's getting knee surgery. Obviously, something had been hampering Endo for the past few months, so they're finally getting that fixed. It'll be interesting to see, because he's sitting at what, 35? 34.
34, yeah.
Be interesting to see where Endo goes from here, because like a knee surgery at this point in your career, I don't know if this is going to expect to keep him out of multiple basho. But we'll see how well he comes back and how far he's willing to push it if things don't go well when he does come back. I've got Endo on Intai watch a little bit. I don't think it's immediate, but I think it's very well within the realm of possibility within about a year for Endo if things don't go well after this surgery.
Yeah. Or especially if it's multiple months, multiple basho where he has to recover from this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then during the basho, Hide Naomi pulled out day 5, came back on day 8. He got fed to Kusano on day 8 as his welcome back gift. It was a more competitive match than I thought, but Kusano keeps dominating these lower division guys. Very interesting to see what will happen with Kusano when they start pulling him up for higher ranked matchups if he continues to stay in the lead this basho. But then the big one, obviously, we talked about it a little bit. Hoshoryu pulled out on day 5 after giving up 3 consecutive Kimboshi to Abi, Aonishiki, and Oho. It is a sprain of the first metatarsal joint and contusion of the left first metatarsal bone, so his big toe. We had talked about in the preview episode briefly that he had injured his big toe in training, so it sounds like it's an aggravation of that big toe injury. Chairman Hikaku had a comment about Hoshoryu pulling out, saying Hoshoryu is probably overthinking things because of the pressure of being a Yokozuna. I don't know how you overthink a hurt toe. Or maybe
it's either hurts or it doesn't.
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe it was something like he
What
should have
does
pulled
it
out.
mean?
Maybe they're thinking. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt and say Hikaku was more like he was trying to participate too much, and he probably should have pulled out sooner, maybe. But Hikaku also said the big toe is where you put the most force, so the first thing you need to do is heal the injury. So Hoshoryu not coming back, and like I said, I unfortunately put this curse on Hoshoryu so that we were not fated to have our Yokozuna v Yokozuna matchup. So once again, fingers and toes crossed for September.
But the JSA accounting firm, every time those Kimboshi came, was like, crap. Crap.
5 this basho.
We're going to go broke.
Because Ono Sato's given up 2 himself.
Uh-huh.
Wait, no. I got one of these Kimboshi wrong. Because I've been saying Hoshoryu lost to Oho, I think. That was a Fusen.
It was a
Wakamoto
Fusen,
Haru. It was Wakamoto Haru, Aonishiki Abi. I
Yep.
apologize. I've been saying that wrong the whole time. I forgot about Wakamoto Haru. Got the first Kinboshi this basho over Hoshoryu.
That's right. Oho's doesn't count because it was a Fusen show.
The one he got against Ono Sato. Also, Oho, what are we doing? He's got 2. He's 2-6 with his 2 wins over the Yokozuna. One's a Fusen, and one.
But
is
the other
over
one was
Ono
legit.
Sato. Like, you know me. I love to see it, but that's just ridiculous. You're 2-6 with your 2 wins against the 2 Yokozuna.
Hey, if you're going to get a win, why not make it over Yokozuna?
Some other injuries down in Juryo real quick. Nabatame, a favorite from the what's his stable again? Futagoyama from their YouTube. He is out for, it sounds like, 8 months after having a knee surgery. It's been bothering him for a while, so he's going to drop down to Sandanme, they're expecting, before he returns. Mitoryu had to pull out due to I want to say hemorrhoid, something like that, and he had to have it like surgically removed or something to that effect, I believe.
That's not
something
fun.
like that.
No.
But Mitoryu, he's going to be dropping down to Makushita for the first time since 2017.
Yikes.
This is a guy that has been a Sekitori since January of 2018. So he hasn't been in Makushita since November of 2017. And
wow.
During those nearly 7 years, he has been in the top division only 5 times. So he's just been the king of Juryo for a long time.
Someone's got to be down there.
Yep.
Someone's got to be at the
people
top
up.
of the second rank.
Yeah.
And unfortunate news, Enho is going to be going Kyujo for his day 9 matchup. I don't think it's related to the neck in any way, shape, or form. I believe it's a leg injury. But yeah, unfortunate in Enho's attempt to get back to the salaried ranks, having to pull out here on day 9. All right. Anybody else you guys want to talk about before we move on to other things?
Shishi grasping on for dear life. 3 and 5. Come on, baby. Come on. Keep fighting.
I don't think it's going to happen, man.
I don't think it is either. I'm watching it, Sumo. I'm not liking it, but come on. Dig in. Dig deep.
You got anybody else, Flair? Or, I mean, we talked about most everybody.
Yeah, exactly. I was just checking everything. During things, it's always a fun time to watch.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He's been on, like, the beginning of the basho especially. He was on fire with all of his fun stuff.
Yeah. His match today against Takeru Fuji, like, he was being pushed out and then he's slapping Takeru Fuji down at the same time. But, like, he had to take multiple steps on the Tawara and then keep that 1 foot on there while being pushed out by a guy like Takeru Fuji. Like his slipperiness and his ability to just walk that Tawara is uncanny. Love
Yeah.
seeing that from him.
And knowing the rules, because I think it's like if his feet do get like outside of the ring there, I think that would be like a dead body or something like that.
Yeah,
He would have been
gotta
out.
keep that foot down.
So he was just like, I know I have to keep my foot here. And he was like in the most like athletic thing back there. It was impressive to see.
You said, Ura doing Ura things.
Yeah. It's even though we make a joke, like we're just continually impressed by him. I'm just continually impressed by this guy.
Yep.
I love to see it.
The last thing I wanted to bring up before we move on to the orange belt stuff. Talked about all of our newcomers in the Joy who we thought would do the best. We had kind of left Aonishiki out of it, but so Oshoma, Onokatsu, Keen Bozan, wondering how those guys were going to do. 2-6, 2-6, 1-7. Not great.
Yeah.
It's not going good for people at their career high ranks. Hakuoho had his career high rank 4-4. Toki Hayate 3-5. Asakoryu 2-6. So people that were in Makuuchi last time and are currently at their career high ranks, only Aonishiki and Onosato have winning records. The rest, they're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. They'll figure it out.
Yep.
It's tough up there.
Sure is. All right, let's move on and cover our words for the orange belt. Similar to last time on the preview where we talked about the Hiwaza, we've got 2 words that are kind of paired up and then 1 word that is separate from those. So I'm just going to ask you guys, and I think we should know this. Fleric, what's an Oshidashi?
That's push out, frontal push out, right?
That's exactly right. It's a basic kimarite that requires pushing the opponent out of the ring using the arms without holding the mawashi or without extending your arms. Because if you extend the arms, then it turns into a
Yori Taoshi.
No.
Oh, Oshi Taoshi.
No.
Oh, I don't know this at all.
Tsukidashi.
Tell me.
Yeah, Tsukidashi.
Tsukidashi?
Yes.
Interesting. So so it's like a stiff arm kind of if you have extended and you push?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or you just go all the way out?
Yeah, if your arms like fully extended when you're pushing them out, that's a Tsukidashi. Like if you're just kind of keeping it closer to the vest, then it's an Oshidashi.
Okay.
Yeah. So Mac.
Yes.
Oshi Taoshi.
That is a pushing crush down, if I'm remembering correctly.
Frontal push down is the
push down. Frontal push down.
It's the same thing as an Oshidashi, except your opponent ends up on their ass instead of standing up.
Sounds way better than just a pushing force out.
Yeah. All right, Fleric, back to you. Yori Kiri.
This is a frontal force out, usually involving the belt.
Yep. Always involving the belt, in fact.
Yeah.
Kimarite, where the
grip
Rikshi,
somewhere else. Yeah, who knows?
where the Rikshi maintains a grip on their opponent's mawashi and forces them out of the ring. So, Mac, what would a Yori Taoshi be?
That would be a frontal crush down.
Yes. Frontal crush out. Same thing as a Yorikiri, but once again, they end up on their ass instead of remaining on their feet. So,
also called the pancake.
Yes. And then our last one, Hataki Komi. Flair, since we did Mac last time, you're going to get 3.
Okay. This one I know.
Yeah.
That's the front kind of frontal push down, usually when you're pulling or kind of thing. So when you just kind of push down on their back and they kind of like just hit the ground.
Yeah, slap down.
Slap
down.
Yeah,
sure.
Slapping down the opponent's shoulder, back, or arm and forcing them to fall forward, touching the clay.
Here we go.
Between those two, the Hataki Komi and the Hikiotoshi, I always, though, like when I'm looking at the matches, I'm like, okay, it's either Hataki Komi or Hikiotoshi. I'm like, but what is the actual difference? And then like the actual pulling with the Hikiotoshi, I was like, oh, okay, fine.
Oh, is that what it is? The pulling?
I thought that was what the difference was.
Yeah, Hikiotoshi is when you pull on the opponent's arm, shoulder, or mawashi while backing away. Hataki Komi is slapping
the
down.
slap down.
Yeah.
And it's I always get them mixed up like in my head, like, okay, that's gonna be called this, that's gonna be called that. Those two I always go back and forth on.
Yeah. So our 5 words, Oshidashi, Oshi Taoshi. The Oshi is indicating that we are pushing them out with our hands, but not too far in front of us, but we're also not touching the belt. The dashi just being a force out, they end up on their feet. Taoshi, crush down, they end up on their ass. Yorikiri, we're forcing them out, but we got a grip on their belt. Yorikiri, they end up standing up. Yori Taoshi, the crush down, they end up flat on their ass. And Hataki Komi is a slap down. We will go over that one more time at the end of the episode to make sure we remember our basic Kimarite. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll update the GSB belts, our Champ Chump series, and do our lightning round. And then we'll get out of here.
You're listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown, the world's #1 sumo podcast, according to 3 out of 4 hosts of Grand Sumo Breakdown. Keep an eye out for our preview, midway, and recap podcasts for every professional sumo tournament and a host of bonus episodes in between. Help support us by joining our Patreon and spreading the word about our show. Every penny we raise is reinvested in improving our podcast. We also help run amateur sumo events and produce the American Sumo newsletter, which you can find on our website, grandsumobreakdown.wordpress.com. Reach out to us on social media if there's anything you'd like to learn about sumo or if you'd like to try it yourself.
Welcome back. As Jake is out, I was tasked with keeping up with the GSB belts. And so we'll start with the loser's belt, which started up down in Makushita in the hands of Kita Nowaka. Kita Nowaka lost his first match to Ishizaki. So since Kita Nowaka lost, he keeps the loser belt. But then he beat Satoru Fuji, giving up the loser's belt to Satoru Fuji. And then Satoru Fuji has lost 2 more matches since then. So the loser's belt currently stands with Satoru Fuji. So it has dropped from Makushita 3 West exactly 1 rank down to Makushita 4 East.
I was hoping it'd have a bigger jump.
Hey, it's the beginning. Once you're up in the top of Makushita, you're only going to be fighting like the other Makushita, like 1 through 5 for the most part up there. Tomorrow, Satoru Fuji's fighting a Makushita 8. So
Potential big jump.
It'll the big jump we're going to see is actually after the basho is over. Even if it were to end on Satoru Fuji, then it's going to drop down to like Makushita 30 or 40 after he has an 0-7 record. So,
oh, jeez.
That's probably where we'll see the biggest drop. Our winner's belt, Kotoeho, brought it up to Makuuchi for the first time. And on day 1, he gave it up to Shishi. Yeah, Shishi did something.
Oh.
And then Shishi lost to Koto Shoho. Koto Shoho kept it until he lost to Fuji no Kawa. And so right now, Fuji no Kawa had the longest reign in Makuuchi. He held the belt for 4 days before he lost to Kaio on day 8. So the GSB belt currently stands with Kaio.
I love it.
It has risen from Makuuchi 17 East to from Maegashira 17 East to Maegashira 16 East. So they're both going in the right direction. Winner's belt has gone up a rank. The loser's belt has gone down a rank. Not a whole lot, but hey, it's the right direction. It's what we want.
Fair.
We should think about retiring the winner's belt right now on Kaio. It's, you know,
it's peaked. It's never
it's peaked.
It's not
never
going to
get anywhere better.
Yeah, it's never going to get a better person to wear around their waist.
Beautiful yellow mawashi.
All right, our chump standings. I'm feeling pretty good. I am leading.
Are you now?
I
Well,
am.
yeah.
I'm leading the pack. It's me and Mac. The 2 people
right
who did
now.
not select the Yokozuna as their champ are leading things. I've got Kusano as my champ and Oshoma as my chump. They're doing beautifully. Can't ask for anything more. Max right behind me with Kirishima as his champ and Toki Hayate as his chump. Jake had I don't think it's ever happened, probably a first time, a double champ-chump switch on the same day as his champ, Hoshoryu, and his chump, Hidenoumi, both pulled out on the same day. So Jake is now rocking a team of his champ, Wakamoto Haru, and his chump, Kaio. But even with all that turbulence, he's still ahead of Fleric, whose champ is Onosato, but his chump of Mitakeyumi has not been pulling his weight for the team. It's leaving Fleric a little behind.
What the hell, Mitake? What the hell? My only solace is Onosato is going to do Onosato things and at least
Yes.
hopefully get a Junior show, if not more.
The only thing that might hurt with that is if Mitakayumi continues to do well, a special prize is not out of the realm of possibilities.
He's old. No way. No
I think he's only
way.
32. How old's Mitake Yumi?
He's old.
He's
Yeah,
32 years old.
There's no way. Unless you. Oh, shucks. He probably might get something if he just
If he
does kind of
continues.
okay. If he gets double digit, they're like, good job, Mitakayumi. Good job.
I don't think I'm going to keep this momentum going forward. As the basho keeps going, Kusano's going to get matched up with harder and
Yeah.
harder opponents. Those losses are going to rack up. Oshoma, as his losses rack up, he's going to be facing lower ranked and lower ranked opponents, and so then his wins will start going up. But hopefully they don't like completely both stall so that Fleric passes me. So I'm just hoping to not lose.
Let's go. I'm just hoping that you stall completely and that Mitakayumi just loses out and it'll be fantastic. I can't wait. At least Venom Hawk from the Discord is also my same situation because
Oh,
he has
yeah.
the exact same picks as me. Yeah, we're in this together, bud. Let's go.
Who's riding with me? I know I've got Wakataka Sake from our patron. He's got the same team as I do. So I know nobody's got Mac's team.
Nope.
And who has Jake's team? A lot of people have Jake's
A
team.
lot
now,
had
I
Jake's
think.
team.
Because a lot of people had Hoshoryu, and that was Wakamoto Haru was a
Yeah.
popular pivot in our patron league. So yeah, Tyrannex has had the same exact situation as Jake. Started with Hoshoryu and Hide no Umi, then switched to Wakamoto Haru and Kaio. So three of us have the same team in our patron league. Good luck to Wakataka Sake. Bad luck to everybody else who has the same teams as Fleric and Jake. All right,
Boo.
let's move on to our lightning round. Mac, who has impressed you the most so far?
Aonishiki, hands down.
Fleric.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go the Fuji Nokawa.
Right on.
Kind of cool to watch. It's been fun.
Yeah, obviously answers Aonishiki for me, but also Tamawashi, 40 years old, 7-1, leading the Yusho race after 1 week.
Let's go, old man Yusho.
Let's get an old man Yusho. I think it was day 5 or 6. Like Tamawashi was going, Mitakayumi was still undefeated, Takayasu had 1 loss, and I'm like, can we get a 3-way playoff between Mitakayumi, Tamawashi, and Takayasu for old man Yusho?
An old man.
I know I
goodness.
don't normally I normally cheer for like the front runners and like the Yokozuna and Ozeki to win. I would have been all about a 3-way playoff old man Yusho. And we say old man Yusho, like Mitakayumi's 32, Takayasu's same age as me. Tamawashi's really the only
All
old
plus
guy
30.
there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Who's disappointed you the most so far?
I feel bad. I'm not gonna say Daisho, but I'm just so sad that what ended up happening with him because I felt he was in prime position to do well. So I'm just gonna go. I also can't say Kaio because I can't hate that guy. I can't be disappointed.
Well, you can be disappointed in somebody that you love. I have a 4-year-old. That happens all the time.
But he's just trying his best. He's just trying his best. I think I probably should just go with oh yeah, I know exactly what's disappointing me so much. Hoshoryu pulling out on the day he did, and we're robbed another Oho versus Hoshoryu matchup. I really want another installment in that rivalry, and we didn't get it. I'm so sad. Disappointed.
For me, I'm going to say Wakataka Kage coming in off a very strong basho last time, trying to put multiple ones together for hopeful Ozeki push, but sitting at 4-4 after the first week, and he's still got a lot of tough matches ahead of him. So disappointed Wakataka Kage is looking like he's not going to keep that Ozeki push going super strong at this point. Anybody else disappointing you, Mac?
Ichi Yamamoto. He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it.
I can't disagree with that. No. Favorite match of the basho so far? Yeah. easily today, day 8, Wakataka Kage versus Keen Bozan.
Mm.
Keen Bozan went. I haven't talked about this. So why are there so many henkas? So many henkas this basho.
How many
It's
did
literally
Abi
like
do?
at
How
least
many has
2 a
Abi
day.
done so far?
I feel like it's been at least 2 a day. Like Abi did 3, got hanked on day 2. Like the first 3 matches Abi had, he was either hanking or being hanked. We've gotten plenty down in the lower division or in lower ranks. Like I know Fuji Nokawa had a hanka against Mitaki Yumi. Chiyoshima had a failed hanka. There's also been some beautiful failed hankas. Didn't Kaio try a hanka and just absolutely got caught?
That was the best. Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
no, the best one was Abi's third hanka against Koto Sakura, where Koto Sakura sniffed that out immediately and then got Abi in a bear hug and forced him out. That one was my favorite. But there's been so many hankas this basho. It's absolutely crazy. And I thought we were finally going to get through a full day
Without one.
No hankas. And then Keen Bozan does a sidestep at the Tachiai to get good position on Wakataka Kage, forces him to the Tawara. And then Wakataka Kage has a good grip on Keen Bozan's belt. And then they just go all the way to the other end of the Tawara, like shifting who's throwing who at least 3 or 4 times until it ends with Wakataka Kage, his back
good.
to the bales, and then he picks up Keen Bozan, throws him to the side before he goes out himself. Absolute. It was a fast match, but god damn, that was great. That was mine.
Yeah.
What was your guys' favorite?
Go ahead, Floric.
I'll have to admit that was pretty damn good. That might be my favorite so far as well. I think I have some notes that I don't remember too well, but the Ura versus Tobizaru, I think it was kind of nice back and forth, and then it was. I always enjoyed their matchup, so
Yeah.
I enjoyed that match.
For me, it was a Suridashi. Fuji no Kawa and Midori Fuji. It's like that's anytime you get the legs flailing at one point, you just remind me back of Tochinoshin versus Enho, where it's just like, no, I don't want to go out of the ring.
It's like the one time Fuji Nokawa is going to be able to do that.
Exactly.
The only opponent he's going to be able to do that to is like Midori Fuji. So he took advantage of the opportunity. All right. What matchup are we most excited to see this basho, Mac?
I would say Onokatsu at all.
Ono Sato, buddy.
Doggone it, I did it again. Onosato.
He's a huge Onokatsu fan. He just wants
Apparently
to
I
see.
am. I keep mixing it up in my head.
Onokatsu's going to win. His last 7 matches end up 9-6. You just wait and see.
Onosato. I want to see if he can bring it home.
Yeah, for me, I want to see Onosato versus Kirishima. 'Cause obviously that's going to be the best chance for Kirishima to lose. I want to see what their head-to-head record is real quick, because I'm wondering if we're going to end up in a Kirishima versus Teruno Fuji situation. We're in a Kirishima versus Teruno Fuji situation. Onosato is 6-0 against Kirishima.
But could this be the one? Could this be the one?
Could this be the one? I don't know that Kirishima is has the kind of style that will beat Onosato. Like we saw, you need to be either like Hoshoryu, who's just gonna whip him down real quick with a super fast throw, or you got to be able to be a wall. And we know Kirishima is probably not going to be able to be a wall to stop Onosato's momentum. He's more likely to be able to try to get a fast belt grip and throw
Say hit and
Onosato
shift,
down
maybe?
quickly. Actually, yeah, that's his best shot is
Hit and shift.
hit and shift real quick. A soft hanka, if you will.
Okay, a soft hanga.
But yeah, that's what I'm excited to see, because I don't want Kirishima to just get in this same position again where he was with Teruno Fuji, and then I could just see it a few basho down the line in mid 2026. He won a Yusho, and now he's just on the verge again, but then he runs into the wall that he can never beat, and then it just breaks his body and spirit again, and then we just lose Kirishima from the Ozeki. I've already promoted Kirishima to Ozeki in my mind. That's just a foregone conclusion, by the way.
Nice. I like this reality. I subscribe.
Yeah. What about you, Flick? Any other matches you're looking forward to?
I'll just say the Kirishima versus Kota Sakura, other one. That's gonna be his big wall to go against. I'm definitely watching the rest of his matches and see what happens, because I too would love this guy to come back to Ozeki. So,
I think
hoping good stuff.
let's say who we're gonna win it, and then I'll say my thing. So, Flick, who is going to win the Yusho?
Onosato, baby. Maybe Kirishima, but it's gonna be Onosato.
Since I have Onosato losing to Takayasu, I'm gonna go Kirishima. Let's go Kirishima Yusho.
And I'm gonna go old man Yusho. Let's go Tamawashi.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is like, I think at this point, my rooting interest for winning the Yusho with the people at the top, Kirishima's number one, but Tamawashi is a stronger number two than I would previously have thought. I would love to see a 40-year-old Yusho breaking, I think, probably his own record for the oldest Yusho in the top division. I don't know if there is somebody way long ago that won that was older than when Tamawashi won it back in 2022. Was it 2022 when he won? Yeah, it would have been 2022 when he won his second one. But yeah, I definitely don't think there's ever been a 40-year-old Yusho winner. So would not be sad if Tamawashi won it at all. Yeah. All right. Let's do our test for the orange belt. Fleric, what is Oshidashi and Oshitaoshi, and what's the key difference between the two?
All right. Oshidashi, that's where you do like the frontal push out and they're standing, but the arm is not extended all the way. And the Oshitaoshi is the same exact thing, but they fall on their ass. They get forced down.
Yep. You're forcing them out, but your arms aren't too far out. That's Tsukidashi, but you're also not touching the belt, because then that would be what, Mac?
That would be the Skidashi if you're not touching.
Wait, if you are touching the belt.
Oh, if you are touching the belt. Okay, then it would be a Yorikiri.
And a Yori Taoshi is?
And the Yori Taoshi is when you are grabbing the belt, you have forced them out, but then you land on top of them and crush them with your body and just completely pancake the absolute hell out of them.
So that can happen, probably does happen often.
Frontal crush down.
You don't necessarily have to land on top of them and pancake them. Your opponent just needs to fall on their ass. So you can remain standing. But the important thing is the position of your opponent, whether your opponent is down on their ass or if they remain standing after.
Okay, fine. I like it when they get pancaked, okay?
It's more fun that way.
Exactly.
But technically incorrect. And Hitaki Komi is a slapdown. This is Jake's quiz, so I got to answer a question.
There you go.
All right. And you're Jake, so I should probably give you a question from a sumo glossary, sumo form glossary that I have.
Okay.
Oh, how can I make this? I'm just going to say it because it's the first one I saw. What is areru mean? Sometimes it's called, the next one down is the areru haru basho. It's a term used about the haru basho in Osaka, indicating something.
I have no idea, but I've seen a couple of terms in the glossary that's like something special when like the emperor is there. So I'm going to say a basho that the emperor attends.
Okay. Kind of. I like the logic for it, but no. Areru means to storm or to get angry. So the areru haru basho means stormy basho. It's used for the haru basho in Osaka, indicating startling results often taking place there. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That just seems like more of like, not like a sumo term, but just kind of like a thing to, like maybe the media would ascribe to the basho or something like that.
Just to give it a little more hype.
I don't know.
But no, it's fair game if it's in the sumo glossary.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're going to find that in like the rule book. It's like, if the basho takes place in Osaka and a surprising result happens, it will be forever known as Areru Haru.
I don't know. You haven't read the rule book. You don't know that for sure.
Fair point. It's a fair point. I've got nothing else.
Yeah.
So
I have one quick announcement. Stay tuned for part 2 of my sumo mystery at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that on that note, for Ryan, Mac, and Fleric, for Ryan and Mac, I've been Fleric. Throw your salt high and keep moving forward. Thanks for listening to Grand Sumo Breakdown.
yeah.
Gifuam City, a place where justice and crime are locked in an epic clinch with both Mawashi coming loose, and only one man can stop the match long enough to get them retied. He is the Fat Man. We last left our hero racing across Gifuam City on his rocket-powered fat bike, heading for the abandoned manufacturing district. He drifts and screams around tight corners, narrowly avoiding pedestrians and cars alike. He arrives at the now-defunct Happy Fun Pound and Run processing plant and finds men standing guard at the loading dock. They appear to be carting giant blue sacks of rice flour and sugar from the warehouse, loading them onto trucks for distribution. A man with a large cigar puffing between his lips supervises the process. But unknown to them, the Fat Man lurks in the darkness, unseen and unheard.
Harite!
The Fat Man dispatches one of the goons standing guard with a roundhouse slap to the temple, knocking them cold. The second goon looks over in alarm, reaching inside his jacket, but Fat Man closes the gap fast, slamming both palms into the man's arms, pinning them so they can't move, and drives him into the shadows. The overboss peers over to where the guard should be and pulls the cigar out of his mouth.
Hey, Wit. Hey, boys. We got company.
The remaining men drop their cargo and scramble to find makeshift weapons. Exploding pops are heard throughout the warehouse, smoke filling the space and obscuring everything.
Hey, what's that?
A shadowy figure erupts from the gloom and tackles a man to the ground.
It's the Fat Man.
The Fat Man.
Come on, he's just one guy.
The overboss retreats out to the truck, gulping in the fresh night air. He hears the screams, the remainder of his men succumbing to the Fat Man.
It's just one guy. Just one guy.
A dark blur flashes just behind the smoke.
No!
A shadow leaps from the fog and tackles the overboss, pinning his arms. They struggle in a seeming standstill until the overboss rears back for a headbutt. But Fat Man dodges, throwing his opponent off balance. Fat Man reverses his grip and turns the motion into a throw, picking the man up off the ground and slamming him into the truck. The man grunts and groans before passing out. Then, from the fog, a mountain of a goon emerges, cracking his knuckles.
I'm gonna squish me a Fat Man.
The Fat Man squares off with the goon as he approaches, a chirichozu, showing him he has no weapons up his sleeves. The goon snarls and charges ahead, letting out a bellow.
Henka!
The Fat Man sidesteps the charge in the nick of time, grabbing the man by the back of his pants and hurls him into the side of the truck. The goon crumbles to the floor, groaning in pain. Not long after, the sounds of sirens and flashing lights fill the air as Gifuam PD arrives and begins to apprehend the goons. Fat Man retreats to the shadows and does not emerge until Commissioner Tantei makes his appearance.
Okay, Fat Man. Any idea what this is all about?
Press them on the salt thefts. At Wedger, they were taking the salt imported by the Kiwi and chopping it down with sugar before it's mixed into buckets for use during the basho.
So they were weakening the salt thrown by the Sumotori.
It's only speculative, but it's where I'd place my bet.
So, these are just some dumb mafioso wannabes?
No, these men are Mariunis.
Mariunis?
San Mariuni, another underworld boss who has a controlling grip on sentos and kombinis in Gifuam City. Imagine it, Commissioner. Sumo salt available at every sento or kombini, packed and ready for everyday fans to enjoy. Be cleansed in the same salts used to appease by the sumo gods. It's not as far-fetched as you'd think.
But this area's been purchased by Sweat and Steam Holdings. That's owned by Kone.
Correct. All the more reason for Mariuni to move the product quickly. Kone's men would have taken possession of the warehouse next week. The sale was only complete yesterday.
That seems plausible, but I don't know if they'll crack.
Tantei turns to face the scene, goons being led in handcuffs to the patrol vehicles.
Well, the sabotage makes sense. Ring can't be purified properly if the salt isn't pure. Guess that solves the...
Tantei turns back around and finds he's only talking to the darkness. Back at the Fat Heya, Fat Man sits sipping his cold tea as Alyakata dusts the Fat computer. So Mariuni was behind the salt tampering. Fat Man sits back in his chair facing the screen of the Fat computer, staring at the scanned images from the dossier of the Kotozakura case. It would appear so. Sounds like it's all wrapped up nicely then. Fatman absently sips at his tea as he scans the images and information.
Something bothering you, sir?
The fat man rubs at his eyes, exhausted. You know how I get. I have to know with 100% certainty I put it all together. It's like looking at the replay of the John No May after the Gyoji has pointed the Kumbai. You have to be certain your call is correct.
I'm sure you made the right call, sir, and the sabotage has been well and truly stopped.
Fat man smiles up at Alyakata as he pats his shoulder and glances up at the fat computer. That's odd. Fat man looks up at the image on the fat computer. The screen display is of just before the Doyo Matsuri, the ring blessing ceremony. Fat man looks closer at the containers for the salt, seaweed, dried squid, dried chestnuts, rice, and torea nuts, but all appears to be fine. What's odd? Alyakata goes to the fat computer and scrolls back an image to where the box containing the consecrated items is being processed in.
As an observer of ceremony, that box should be processed in from the left hall where the purification room houses the items before they're brought into the dojo.
But look, Fat Man stares at the screen, and to his shock, sees the box of consecrated items coming from the storeroom hall. The items were tainted, or never purified before they were placed in the dojo. Or the items were never in the containers. They're burned at the completion of every tournament as a final offering to the sumo gods. Computer, magnify and enhance frames 42 to 60. The fat computer blinks and whirs, attempting to bring focus to the out-of-center image. The resolution increases and sharpens, but the yobidashi remains partially obscured. Fat Man and Ayakata stare at the blurred face and make out only the faintest hint of a manic smile. Stay tuned for the dramatic conclusion of Beware the Fatman.